Being a lifelong Southern California resident, it feels weird to say that I had never really visited Mexico. That is, aside from one childhood day trip to Tijuana that I barely remember. Nor had my wife. But that all changed with an invitation to a destination wedding in Cabo San Lucas that turned into an amazing 5-day getaway in Baja California, Mexico. We slipped past a gaggle of aggressive timeshare sharks, exited the airport, and went straight to the pickup area near the beer and food stands, which were hoppin'. We booked a shuttle weeks in advance since we weren't familiar with the local taxi and Uber services. About a half-hour car ride and we arrived at Misiones del Cabo, a beautiful condominium complex conveniently situated next door to the Cape, the venue for the wedding. It wasn't as luxurious as other nearby resorts, but our entire stay cost about the same as one night at the Cape. Checking in, we were greeted by our concierge, Señor Cucaracha, who looked like he had a rough night. Aside from that unpleasant intro, the room was cozy and photogenic. The bed was big and fluffy with about 1 million pillows. There was a nice sofa and a kitchenette with a mini fridge stocked with 2 fine Mexican cervezas and most of the basics you'd need for cooking small meals. The bathroom was nice enough, with a walk-in shower, interesting tile, and basic essentials. A boho swing chair hung from the ceiling, but we used it as a coat rack. This little patio strangely featured a hot tub that we didn't use, but the air conditioner did a great job of keeping us cool since it was very hot outside. The little market next door was great for getting some supplies. They had just about every spicy chip you can imagine, even some that are probably illegal in other countries. By the time we were all settled in, it was time for dinner, so we walked over to Jazz on the Rocks. We didn't realize this until later, and I swear we didn't lie, but for some reason they thought we were honeymooners, so they gave us the royal treatment and sat us in the most prime spot on the patio with this picturesque ocean view. I love the jazz club theme of the restaurant with this cocktail menu that looks like a vinyl album set with jazz-themed drinks. The dinner menu was surprisingly non-Mexican, more of a gastropub type feel. We ordered some drinks and food and then settled into the laid-back Cabo atmosphere. My wife had this colorful grilled octopus while I enjoyed a Hawaiian pizza, both with a Mexican sunset. Beautiful and delicious. What a perfect honeymoon. After a long day of travel, we were eager to call it a night, so we did. Our first morning in Cabo started with coffee and an incredible view. By the way, people will warn you about drinking the tap water in Mexico, so we used bottled water for everything, including brushing our teeth. We got dressed and made our way over to the Cape for breakfast. The Cape is a Hyatt-owned luxury boutique resort with beautiful modern open-air architecture and a panoramic view of the sea. We visited the Sunken Bar, which is basically the lobby bar of the hotel. It was a perfect way to start the day. We started with some very impressive coffee. For breakfast, I went for their whey protein smoothie with peanut butter. Damned good. Coconut chia pudding with blueberries for the lady. I easily could have hung out here for hours, but we had a full day of Baja adventure ahead. We wandered around the resort for a while and stopped by the pool to say hi to family before hopping into an Uber for a short ride downtown to check out what many call a must-visit spot in Cabo San Lucas. This is the Office on the Beach, a casual, family-friendly restaurant that has all the tequila. We were fortunate enough to get a beachfront table without a reservation. The menu is big and has all of the classics that you'd expect. We started off with chips, salsa, and guacamole, of course. Piña colada, margarita, delicioso. Beach vendors were peddling sashes with funny quotes and the latest memes. We kept it simple with steak and chicken tacos, which were so good. This gentleman is the Office Rambo. He mixes margaritas directly into your mouth while they sing Happy Birthday. Of course, we had to give that a try. The office is fun, relaxed, and the food is so much better than I expected in spite of its touristy atmosphere. It's definitely worth a visit. On our way back to the resort, we ran into a group of neighborhood gatos who weren't very social. Maybe next time. Next up was a sunset boat ride, our first meetup with the wedding party and guests. So we switched into beach chic mode and hopped a shuttle back to the marina. It was already a beautiful evening and the weather was perfect. We were treated to an assortment of tequila drinks as we boarded, and then we made the slow voyage out to see the arch of Cabo San Lucas, a rock formation that sits where the Pacific Ocean becomes the Gulf of California. The arch, or El Arco as it's known locally, is a must-see in Cabo, and seeing it up close at sunset is a perfect way to do it. Magnificent. Once the sun was setting, the boat turned into a big floating dance floor. We were out there for a couple of hours, dancing, relaxing, and having fun until it was officially nighttime and our appetites ramped to full power. We docked and made our way to our dinner destination for the night, Tres Serenas, which coincidentally is part of the same restaurant group as The Office. We followed a group of musicians up some stairs to a large back bar and patio area. Tres Serenas specializes in elevated Baja-style Mexican food with beautiful festive decor and live music. After a nice starter, I enjoyed the sizzling fajitas, which hit the spot. My wife had the rich, creamy, and decadent blue crab enchiladas. Wow. It was such an incredible day. We boogied until we couldn't boogie no more, and then the day was done. Sunrise over the Sea of Cortez and coffee for two. Our new cat friends seemed to be warming up to us, a little. Just a 1-minute walk and we arrived at Seed Soul to Table, a new restaurant connected to a shared workspace called Time & Co. Seed has a beautiful, bright, and open decor with sort of a greenhouse feel. The breakfast menu has a wide assortment of dishes with vegan and gluten-free options as well. We started with a matcha latte and a coffee in this great stoneware mug. We went for the spicy avocado toast, which was gigantic. It seems like Seed puts a lot of care into selecting their ingredients because everything was fresh and full of flavor. It was a great start to the day. Our plan was to relax at the Cape pool for most of the day and join the welcome party later in the evening. It seems like mid-November is an ideal time to be in Cabo because the weather couldn't have been any nicer. We claimed a couple of lounge chairs and enjoyed the warm sunshine. The private beach was completely uninhibited, so I hung out for a while and enjoyed the serenity of the small waves hitting the shore. Point Break is the pool's swim-up bar and terrace that offers a nice selection of vacation-y cocktails. We ordered a couple of bright, colorful drinks and headed to the infinity pool where the party was. You can't beat that view. The water was perfect. It's hard for me to imagine a better way to spend a day. Eventually, we went back to our room and got ready for the main event of the day, the welcome party. A long and bumpy shuttle ride into the foothills of San Jose del Cabo, and we arrived at Acre Resort, a magical outdoor event space with a picturesque terrace desert landscape. We were entertained by a fantastic mariachi ensemble until we all headed into the main dining space called Los Agaves. A lovely and heartfelt welcome, more tasty tacos, some incredible paletas, and of course, more dancing and great times. We rounded out the night with some mind-blowing mini churros and then went back to our resort to crash. Good morning. Our fourth day in Cabo San Lucas began with a short walk over to the Cape for breakfast at The Ledge. We took a patio table, perused the breakfast menu, and enjoyed the ocean breeze. More delicious coffee in more handsome stoneware. I kept things simple with oatmeal, but my wife went for this over-the-top Choco Chips Belgium waffle with ice cream and caramel sauce. Ooh yeah! Everything we tried at the Cape restaurants had been superb. We stopped into Glassbox Boutique near the resort lobby and browsed their selection of breezy resortwear and luxury items from Mexican designers. The space could double for a pretty insane studio apartment as well. Back at Misiones del Cabo, the cats seemed a bit more playful. We had some time to kill before getting ready for the wedding, so we went to the pool at our resort. Strangely, we had it all to ourselves, which was nice. This pool has a more classic, glamorous design that feels a bit more like Mexico than the pool at the Cape, if that makes any sense. Both are lovely, and it was nice to have access to two distinctly different pools on this trip. A couple more hours of relaxing in paradise, and then it was time to get ready for the main event, the wedding. I got my shirt looking nice and crisp and got my duds ready to go. I picked up this Prince of Wales tie from Sam Hobart just for the wedding. It looked pretty nice. A handkerchief, just in case the tears start flowing. A pair of shiny black Oxford shoes? Check. Get a load of that beautiful dress. Yowza. Okay, looking sharp. Let's go. I love weddings, by the way. It was a short walk over to the Cape Resort and we took a seat. The ceremony was so beautiful and heartwarming. The bride and groom looked incredible. It was followed by a sunset cocktail hour at the rooftop bar. We mixed, mingled, and took in the stunning view as the sun went down over the arch of Cabo. Everybody looked so elegant, it was like a scene from a movie. Heading into the reception, we grabbed a bottled mini margarita along with our table assignment. The reception area and table settings were beautiful, and it looked like a lot of love and care went into every detail. Dinner was fantastic, and, of course, so was dessert. As soon as those margaritas kicked in, the dance floor started to fill up. Music was pumping non-stop, and of course, we joined in on the good times. Sorry, I really need to work on my moves. Next thing we knew, a gentleman with a saxophone came out of nowhere to perform a solo with sparks flying out of his sax. Next level stuff. Then, a luminescent belly dance performance. What an excellent celebration. Of course, the bouquet toss. Congratulations to the beautiful bride and groom. You know a party's a success when somebody leaves their eyelashes on the elevator floor. Strong winds in Cabo today, but the cats don't seem to mind. We packed up and left our little temporary Baja home and paid another visit to Seed for a mellow breakfast and coffee. I thought about my favorite moments of the trip and what lies ahead at home in California. Again, the food and coffee were fantastic. A shuttle ride back to the airport and we were off to California. This really was a magical trip that I'll always hold dear, and I hope you enjoyed coming along for the ride. As always, please share your favorite Cabo spots or memories in the comments if you have some, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios!